Those fanny packs, they went really fast. I know I talked about it yesterday in a post, and I just want to talk about it a few minutes if that's okay. If you don't want to listen, fast forward a few minutes if you want to actually get the guts of the video, because we are having a video come out today. Those fanny packs went really, really quick, and I tried my best to keep it as fair as possible. In the past, when we've had really popular releases and I didn't know what to expect, because this was kind of my first drop when it comes to a mystery item, and I really wanted to do something special, give back to the community, which is why there's no margins in these. When you factor in like labor and costs and time and things like that, like I'm losing a lot on these, but I just want to do it because it's important to me. It's important to me to kind of give back to the community and make sure that you guys have access to something that maybe you didn't have access to in the past. Maybe you're fairly new to the hobby, or you've only been in it a couple years or a few years and you didn't get the chance to open up some of these other packs, things like that. So I figured they might be a little popular, but I didn't know exactly how popular. So the first run was going to be relatively small, and I needed to break it up because I only have so many hours in a day. This isn't a huge conglomerate. This is an online LGS. There's only myself and my business partner, Papa Blastoise, who lives in another state. I can only package up so many orders at a time, and I don't want to make people wait days and days for shipping while I try and get caught up. I also have a family which I really enjoy spending time with. I love hanging out with my kids, spending time with my wife. It's very, very important to me. So the business is always going to come after them. So limiting myself to only putting up a certain amount was really, really important. It's something that I just needed to do. And I thought I gave as much information as I could to keep things fair in Friday's video. And we used to always kind of hide listings and do promo codes to bring prices down to MSRP because we constantly had to battle bots in the past. Bots would just come in, eat up product. We had a huge, disappointing run with the Kanto power boxes when those were first released, where bots just kind of ate everything up. So then with like the Celebrations UPC and other popular products from Shining Fates, we would always release the item and then use a promo code that we would announce in the video, so that way people would have to go type the promo code in order to get the price down to MSRP, and then they could check out. But that way we would make sure that it was getting in the right hands. We would also do things where it would be under a hidden listing. Maybe the Charizard UPC, for example, was under a different listing than what you would expect, but I would tell people about that in the video. And in the video that I released on Friday, I kind of tried to keep it as fair without actually giving away actual information, because I didn't want bots to buy it up, knowing there was only going to be so many that were going to be available for that first run. So I said a few times in the video that it would be named under a hidden listing, and that was what the name was. It was under a hidden listing. You just had to go search for that, and you would have been able to find the fanny packs. I encourage people to join the Discord, but unfortunately, once one person finds something, they spread it out. They put it on Twitter, they put it in Discords, they put it on Instagram, they put it all over the place. And then this drop only lasted 5 minutes. The first one sold at 8:01 p.m. The last one sold at 8:06 p.m. Sadly, we are not in the same situation when it comes to this YouTube channel, which is a great thing. It's a lot bigger than what it used to be. There's a lot more people that I have the opportunity to help to grow in the hobby and things like that, which I absolutely love. But that means they're not necessarily going to be used to the way things used to go, the way we used to do things. And I need to make sure that I do a better job of keeping things fair for everybody who might not necessarily be used to how this community kind of operates. And for that, I do apologize for the lack of communication. There was a lot of really good constructive feedback that I was able to take from this, so that way I can use it and utilize it going forward with the next drop, because there will be more coming. I didn't find the scamming comments as constructive. If you've been a follower of this channel, if you know anything about me, first of all, I apologize for whatever investment channels or whatever you've watched before that do shill product and things like that. That's not what you're going to find on this channel. And I know a lot of people are new and maybe they aren't used to the way that I kind of do things. But I think it's important to look at the value of cards. But ultimately, your enjoyment is really what is most important when it comes to collecting Pokemon. So I will do a better job of making sure that this next drop, because we will have another drop this upcoming Thursday, I will make sure that I mean, it doesn't matter if I lose money. It doesn't matter if I lose sleep. It doesn't matter if I lose time. My goal is to make sure that these fanny packs get in the hands of everybody who wants one. So I told everybody over the last couple days who didn't get one, there's going to be more coming. And my plan is, as soon as I finish up packing up these orders, which should be hopefully today or tomorrow morning, that means on Thursday I'll be able to drop the next batch, which means 500 more people will get access to the fanny packs. And then I ordered enough, actually 5 times that amount so that way in a couple weeks, a lot more people will be able to get access. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that nobody orders repeat. So if you've already ordered, don't order again. Let everybody have a chance to get these, but I will keep it very, very simple over the next drop. So on Thursday, my plan is just to have these go up probably in the afternoon, so that way overseas people can take more advantage of it. But what I think I'm going to do is I will either do a promo code that I will just announce and provide the link for everybody on Thursday right here on YouTube on the community channel, so that way you can see it, click it, type in the promo code, or I think there's a way that I can password protect the website, so you need a password in order to be able to enter it. So I'll put the link, put the password in the link, so that, or put the password in the post, so that way you know, okay, here's the password I have to type in order to get through to this link. That way, hopefully I can combat bots, but it'll all be dropped at the same time, so that way you have the best option. You can let me know in the comment section down below what you think is best, and I do apologize, and thank you to all of those who have shown support, all the constructive criticism that I've got. Not a huge fan, like I said, of like these weren't for family and friends. There was 500 people that were able to take advantage of these. So I know that that's not a lot. That's not a lot, but this was the first time that I was really able to kind of do something like this. And I have made it very clear, I thought, that I was going to make sure that these got into everybody's hands. So if you've been following the channel, you know that I'm going to do what I can to make sure that I help out the community as much as possible. We do that with fail packs. I have a huge thing scheduled for Card Party with Real Breaking Nate and Pat Flynn that we're going to be giving a lot of stuff away. This is important to me. I want to see the community grow. I don't care about the financial side of things. If I know this is going to come to an end someday, I'm going to have to go back and work a full-time job. This is fun for me in order to be able to help the community. That's the enjoyment that I get. So thank you to all of those who have been so supportive. We're going to have the video today, and then we're going to do our pack break tomorrow, and then I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break, just step back from YouTube, but I will keep you guys posted with updates and things like that for the fanny packs, and it's all going to be right here in the community tab, so you have all the information to keep things as fair as possible. With that being said, sorry for the rant. That ended up being like 7 minutes instead of just a few minutes. But thank you again for everything. I really appreciate you guys. I'm sorry that things didn't go great the first time. Happy for the 500 people that were able to take advantage, but I feel bad for the people who literally wasted their time, and that was definitely not my intent. So thank you very much for all the feedback and all the support through it all. I want to talk to you guys about the back half of the Sun and Moon block, because it's just absolutely crazy to me what's going on. And we talked about alternate arts. We talked about those a couple times, so we're not going to look at any of those in this video. We talked about just regular tag teams, because those have gone absolutely nuts. It's crazy to see what some of the regular tag teams have done. But it's really the entirety of that back half of the Sun and Moon block which is losing its mind. And part of it maybe because it was a little bit shorter printed. I mean, we had reprints of Unbroken Bonds a little bit, a small amount. We've had reprints of Cosmic Eclipse in a small amount in the form of booster packs and things like that. Obviously, a booster pack was in the Arceus figure collection. We had the Pokeball tins, which had some in it. But really, all of those sets, so Unbroken Bonds, Cosmic Eclipse, Unified Minds, and Team Up, the contents of those packs when it comes to the Ultra Rares have gone absolutely crazy. And I'm going to put up here, starting out with this Rosa here so you can see what I'm talking about. But over the past year, these sets have absolutely lost their mind. A lot of them gaining 40, 50, 60%, which is really, really crazy when you start looking at some of the price points of these cards. So Rosa, a very popular full art trainer, one of the most expensive in the English set. Rosa has really gained a lot of steam. You can see in May, June, July, August, September, October, relatively flat, right around that $120 mark. You can see it's 1 year low in August of 2022, right around $113.88. But then really once October hit and we saw a lot of these alternate arts climb, this entire set, all these sets really started booming. And this Rosa from Cosmic Eclipse leveled off a little bit in December, and then January it really took off, hitting $180.12 recently, $180.12, which is a 1 year high for this Rosa, and continuing to climb. Misty's Favor, really the same thing. You can see over 100% growth on this Misty's Favor. It actually went down a little bit in the middle of 2022. You can see in May a little bit higher than what it was in August when it hit that 1 year low of 81.83, then slowly started to trickle up a little bit in November, December, and then January again really took off, sitting at $180.12 currently. So that's a 1 year high for this Misty's Favor. Mewtwo and Mew GX, this is a rainbow rare. Rainbow rares, some of them doing really well, especially the ones with texturing from the Sun and Moon block. The tag team's doing extremely well. This one one obviously doing extremely well, relatively flat again for most of 2022 up until August when it really started to take off. 92.80 was its 1 year low that it hit in August before slowly climbing, and then January hit and boom, went crazy up to 155.79 recently. So that's a 1 year high for the Mewtwo and Mew GX. Then we've got the Cynthia and Caitlin, a little bit more steep incline that happened earlier. So in July of 2022, that's where it hit that 1 year low of 48.95, but then over 100% growth basically over the last 10 months after that, with the majority of it happening in August, September, and October, where it crossed all the way up to about $90 and then kind of leveled off a little bit up until the last couple weeks where it saw a nice little bump up to 102.44, which is a 1 year high for the Cynthia and Caitlin full art. The Ericus Hospitality, kind of some more steep increases with a little bit more levels, steady in May, June, July. In May, it was at a 1 year low of 55.30, but you're looking at almost 100% growth just for this Ericus Hospitality. You can see in October, really started jumping up a little bit, hit that $75 mark, then leveled off until January, where it actually went backwards a little bit, leveled off a little bit until March, and then shot up about $15 more, or about 15 more percent over this past month, where it's sitting at 101.12. That's a 1 year high for that. Eevee and Snorlax is really seeing a steep increase over the past month or so. You can see slow growth from May all the way up until October, where it backed off a little bit. In May, it was at a 1 year low of 62.63, but it's gained a decent amount since then, over 50%. We've seen it grow now over the past year. In March, it really started taking off, hitting that 98.81 mark for a 1 year high. The Lilies Full Force did a lot of damage this is just a 3-month graph apparently, but if we're just looking at the last 3 months here for this one, you're looking at $24 worth of growth, about 25% worth of growth over just the last 3 months. You can see in February, relatively flat, was at $73.13, took off a little bit, leveled off, and then in April, really started to climb even more, sitting at $97.26. If we look at the Solgaleo and Lunala, this is such a beautiful card, one of my favorites that Pokemon has ever produced, and this isn't even considered an alternate art. This is just a normal full art, which makes it so much more special, but very, very flat from May all the way up until October, and then really started seeing a lot of growth. You can see $43.50 is where it hit kind of at the end of September in 2022. That was a 1 year low, and then just really started taking off without any signs of slowing down. It's sitting at $95.19 currently. That's a 1 year high for this card, so it's over doubled in price just over the last couple of months. Sabrina's Suggestion also has seen a big increase over the last few months, really flat from May of 2022 all the way up until December of 2022, so about 7 months there that it was relatively flat. And then January, February, March really started gaining a little bit, and then March into April shot up like crazy. You can see it's $62.32 1 year low. That was hit in October of 2022. Now it's sitting at $88.71, which is a 1 year high. The Red and Blue Tag Team, this is a really cool looking card. Very steady growth from May all the way up until November. You can see it hitting a 1 year low in July of 2022, where it hit $51.38. Then slowly started to grow up until March, where it saw much more rapid increases, sitting at $82.36 currently. So that's a 1 year high. Green's Exploration, a little bit more interesting because you've got some downward trajectory from May all the way up until October. You can see that 1 year low being hit basically in September at $43.18, but then really turned around and started gaining and gaining, leveled off a little bit in January, and then March started gaining more, sitting at $72.19 for a 1 year high. Mallow and Lana, a lot more levelness to this graph right here from May all the way up until October, and then slow growth up until March, and then you can see again shooting up, almost gained 100% over the last few months here. In October of 2022, it was at $28.92, so that was a 1 year low for this card. Now it's sitting at $50.47 as its 1 year high. Red's Challenge, again, like what we saw with Green's Exploration, actually going down for the back half of 2022 in May, just started sinking down a little bit until October, where it hit $42.80. Kind of leveled off there in November and December, only went up a couple dollars, but then once we hit January, February, March, started moving a little bit north, and then really took off after we hit March, sitting at $49.71 currently. So it's gained roughly 20% over the last couple of months. Jasmine, very flat from May of 2022 all the way up until January of 2023. You can see it go up a little bit in July, but it lost that and then hit a 1 year low in October of $35.24, then stayed relatively flat up until January before it started seeing some slow growth. But really look what happened over the last month. In March of 2023, it really shot up. Now it's sitting at $46.15. If we look at the Vileplume GX, also one of my favorite cards that's ever been printed. It looks so cool, just a normal full art. Again, this is not an alternate art. chart. This is from Cosmic Eclipse. Very, very flat. Actually was trending downward in May, June, and July of 2022. You can see in September, basically, it hit that one-year low of $22.32 before it really started slowly growing until February of 2023, where it's just shot up. It's almost gone up 100% over the last couple months, sitting at 42.37 currently. Last one that we're going to look at, this is the secret rare Pikachu. So these are secret rares in Cosmic Eclipse, even though you get about 3 of them on average per box. But this is definitely the one that's most in demand, and during the pandemic it shot up like crazy. So I don't think we're even back to that point yet, where it was at $60-$70 a piece. But you can see this one's starting to trend upwards as well. You can see in July of 2022 it hit $30.27, went up a little bit, went back a little bit, and then shot up like crazy. You can see in January, February, and March it basically hit its one-year high each of those months of $44.15. It's backed off a little bit, sitting at $41.30, but definitely a card that I thought I would point out that you may want to keep an eye on. Might see it come back down a little bit, might get close just because of the patterns that we've seen in the past to around that $30 mark. If you're looking to still add one to your collection, definitely something to pay attention to. I hope you enjoy the content. Let me know what you think of these Sun and Moon set. Really cool artwork, right? Really cool artwork. That's kind of what I think a lot of people are focusing on, really want to see moving forward when it comes to the next sets, the future of Pokemon. Cards like this, really, really neat. But if you enjoy the content, please hit that subscribe button down below, leave a like, leave a comment, because it does go a really long way for the algorithm. But ultimately, thank you so much for everything. Make sure to stay tuned to the channel, the community tab. I will keep posts going, so that way you know what's going on with the next drop once I finalize everything up. But that way it'll be posted and it'll be fair for everybody involved. So thank you very much for everything. I really appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Until next time, peace.